Hello and welcome back, people. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and a Happy New Year. I am back to some battle content. So, the Players' Cup 3 has been announced. The qualifying tournament is roughly 2 weeks from this past weekend that just went by. So anyways, I thought I would put together some teams to practice with. This one here is the first test of a couple ideas that I want to mess around with. This whole video is more going to be experiment driven rather than, well, I want to win obviously, but this is going to be a little bit more experiment driven. So my first opponent has been found. I wish I had got myself back to Master Ball tier before doing this, but it is what it is. So, anyways, my opponent has Ninetales, Charizard, Whimsicott, Gengar, Urshifu, and Rhyperior. Meanwhile, I have Tapu Fini, Comfey, Celesteela, Cinderace, Virizion, and everyone's favorite, Landorus. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, my opponent's already got their team figured out, I think. So, this is Power Herb Celesteela, and actually, Celesteela might not be too terrible. Charizard and Ninetales are certainly threats. So I don't necessarily want to lead. Celesteela, but maybe having Celesteela in the back might not be too bad. None of the Pokemon on this have their moves maxed or anything like that just quite yet, because I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do. And then that way, save myself some time. I think I'm going to lead Landorus, Cinderace, Tapu Fini in the back, and Celesteela in the back. The problem here is if my opponent gets a Tailwind with Whimsicott, that Charizard is just going to walk all over Celesteela. But if I can get either a Meteor Beam or a Max Rockfall off of Celesteela, then that Charizard is going to go down hard to that 4 times weakness. The problem is very slow. And one thing that I do need to work... Ooh! Gengar, Charizard, and one of them's in a Beast Ball. I respect that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. This team could probably use some speed control. That's probably going to be the first thing that I try to figure out how to edit. That said, I'm Choice Scarfed Landorus, so I am more than confident in Rock Sliding. And with Cinderace, I think we're going to just Iron Head the Gengar. Now that I have a second to breathe. The idea here is I want to Rock Slide that Charizard, whereas I'm Scarfed. I highly doubt it's Focus Sash Charizard. If it's G-Max Charizard, that's still going to do a lot. Gengar is not necessarily the bulkiest there is. So what I'm hoping is some good damage off the Rock Slide into Gengar, and then Iron Head can potentially pick it off with Cinderace. I don't want to necessarily burn the Dynamax button just quite yet. So it is Gigantamax Charizard. That said, my Choice Scarf Landorus is going to get this Rock Slide off and hopefully do some pretty big damage. This is probably not Chardy Berry. Oh, look at all that damage right there. Good damage there all around. Turning into a Steel type in front of Charizard might have been a stupid idea on my end, but Gengar's gone. I was a little bit weary of that, and I would rather trade Cinderace for Gengar rather than Landorus. So there's the Max Airstream. Ooh, and of course, I just said I'd rather lose Cinderace over Landorus. Okay. I'm off to a fabulous start. Okay, we're gonna go Tapu Fini. So my logic on this one was normally you see like a lot of from Tapu Fini with Heal Pulse, Moonblast, Muddy Water. I figured this time maybe I would try to go more of especially bulkier set Fruit and Assault Vest. I like the idea of maybe messing around with Nature's Madness and Brine, where Brine would do double if the target's HP is half or less. The Charizard here is at half or less, but because of the sun, that's probably not the best idea, but I'm still going to try it. This Ninetales would not have anything as far as... Ninetales won't have a speed boost yet, but whereas Cinderace is technically a steel type right now because of Librero, I'm going to max guard, turn into a normal type, and then that way I don't have to worry about next turn of a potential Wildfire coming into Cinderace. And what I'm hoping is maybe the Charizard is going to go for the Cinderace and have Cinderace eat that with max guard, and have Tapu Fini potentially get rid of Charizard. Sounds like the cats are going to have a battle of their own shortly. Okay, so I did get the Wildfire there. Solar Beam into Tapu Fini is not going to be nice, but at the same time, Tapu Fini should live this no problem. In theory, always in theory. Oh yeah, we can take that, no problem. I don't want to take another one, but... Okay, and Tapu Fini did get rid of Charizard, so far, good results for the test. Now, I do... That's the other thing, too, is I Dynamaxed Cinderace, so my problem here is I don't have any means of resetting the weather, but that's okay. I'm going to double into this Urshifu. Ninetales I'm not too concerned about. I want to get rid of the Urshifu. The Urshifu actually does scare me. So that... I don't have my glasses on or my contacts, but that looks like a clean KO. I think that's actually a KO right there. I don't think that's a... Yeah. I couldn't tell if there's like the little sliver there or not. Man, my eyesight is getting really terrible. Okay, so here comes another Solar Beam. Whatever my opponent's... Actually, Gengar... Oh, I don't know why, but maybe it's just because Gengar did nothing. I completely forgot about Gengar, so my opponent literally just has this Ninetales. Fancy that. So it doesn't really matter what Fini does, because Fini is going to get KO'd here. So anyways, we're gonna max Airstream. I should probably put Sucker Punch on my... Okay, so the opponent has forfeited. GG to my opponent. And what I was saying is I should probably put Sucker Punch on Cinderace, but at the same time, I do like the Iron Head coverage right now for the Steel Spike. Because when I was building this Cinderace, I already had Celesteela in mind for building this team around. And so, if I didn't get an opportunity to Dynamax Celesteela, I could put, or give Celesteela a defense boost. Anyways, I'm going to pause the video right here, or rather the recording right here, and I will be back when I find my next opponent. Okay, we are back. Opponent number 2. So they have Galarian Darmanitan, which I do not see a lot of on here. Blacephalon, Metagross, which I do see a lot of. Indeedee, Tapu Fini, and Talonflame. Alright, I think Landorus looks really good right here. Unless he leads Talonflame and Metagross, then I'm kind of stuck with picking one move or the other. Galarian Darmanitan might be a problem. I think I'm going to lead Cinderace and Celesteela. With the logic... Or, did I want Celesteela? Or did I want Landorus? Shoot. Yeah, I did say Cinderace, Celesteela. With the idea here being... If it's Metagross, I can get rid of Metagross, in theory, with a Pyro Ball. because Pyro Ball does a lot, especially if I Dynamax. Actually, I think I want Landorus and Cinderace, Celesteela in the back, and I think I want Fini. See, the nice thing about my Fini versus their Fini is if they're not running Nature's Madness, I can cut their HP in half, and they can't necessarily do that to mine, which could, in theory, help if I get stuck in a mirror match between Finis. The problem is Fini is so diverse. Fini gets both screens, it gets Heal Pulse, it gets Calm Mind, it gets Moonblast, it gets Muddy Water, it gets Dazzling Gleam. I have Ice Beam on mine for opposing Landorus. So I do like I really like the Metagross right here because Earthquake, but I do not like the Indeedee right next to it. So Psychic, okay. That's the other thing too, is with the seeds, I tend to forget to sometimes what they boost. That said, I think I'm going to swap in Celesteela here and just straight Earthquake. This would probably proc a weakness policy on the Metagross, unfortunately, but Cinderace can't do anything to that Metagross with the potential threat of Follow Me. So they are going to Dynamax their Metagross, which makes sense. The nice thing about this is I get to find out how much my my Earthquake will do to Metagross, but the problem is I'm going to proc a weakness policy, and I'm probably taking the Max Hailstorm. So there's the Follow Me, which was what I was worried about with Cinderace. The other thing is my Landorus is also faster than my Cinderace because of the Scarf, so it's not even like I could have Airstreamed to turn into Flying and then get away. Oh, Max Quake, okay. That's nice. Celesteela avoids a Max Quake. That is really nice. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna Earthquake, and this time with Celesteela, I'm gonna get Meteor Beam off. Oh, my opponent has disconnected. All right, that works. I feel like that one doesn't really count. Oh, I disconnected. Shoot. Okay. All right, back on the drawing board. Okay, new opponent. Can I have the old one back? Okay, so Heatran, Suicune. Let's bring this up this way. Okay, so Landorus, Grimmsnarl, Rillaboom, Zapdos, Heatran, and Suicune. Yuck. Okay, so there's potential fake-out support from Rillaboom and Grimmsnarl. Landorus is Landorus. Zapdos is really strong in general. Heatran is probably my favorite thing to bring to these battles. What did I not do? Put a Heatran on this team. And Suicune. Okay. Suicune is bulky. Heatran is a weird speed dynamic. Zapdos is not friendly to Celesteela or Fini. This might be a Dynamax Landorus match. Of course, they got their own Landorus too. I'm gonna go Cinderace and Lando because if it ain't broke. Celesteela in the back, and we'll bring Fini. Cut that one close, but anyways, this is probably the best combination I could have brought. I could have maybe brought Comfey for some healing support, but Part of me wants to... So one of the ideas I've been thinking about is either Weakness Policy Dragapult or Weakness Policy Goodra with Comfey's Training Kiss to activate it. Okay, so my opponent will likely get a Reflect Off, and this might even be Shuckaberry in the on the Heatran. I'm gonna Iron Head the Grimmsnarl, and I think I'm gonna bring Fini out instead. I'm gonna try to. I want to see what Grimmsnarl does first, and I want to see what Heatran does first. So right now, I'm gonna try to preserve Landorus, because there is the potential threat of Grimmsnarl faking out. Oh, Trick. Okay. Who's getting what? Full Incense. Okay. Enjoy your Assault Vest, man. So, that's a new one. I've never seen a Full Incense. I've seen Lagging Tail. I mean, hell, I've done Lagging Tail with Klefki before. The Earth Power into Cinderace is not fun, but oh well. I got rid of Grimmsnarl, he got rid of Cinderace. I'm glad Landorus didn't get that Full Incense. That said, Tapu Fini getting the Full Incense is not good either. Because if I remember right, I think Full Incense slows you down like an Iron Ball or a Lagging Tail. So Landorus is coming back into another Landorus. Okay. Now, what do I want to do? Do I want to switch Fini into Celesteela? Or do I want to switch Landorus into Celesteela? Fini checks both of these Mons pretty good. I'm also at -1. That's the other problem. Although, I do have Superpower on here. I'm going to Max Quake into Heatran, because if it's Shuckaberry, that still does a lot. If it's not Shuckaberry, even at -1, that's a lot. An Ice Beam into Landorus is pretty straightforward. He's got Rillaboom and Zapdos on his team, both of which are weak to Ice. If he brought either of those as his 4th Mon, neither one of them appreciates getting an Ice Beam off of my Fini. He was also probably not expecting to get an Assault Vest off of my Fini, too. So, is this going to be double Landorus, or is this going to be Heatran? Okay, it is. Okay, so it's his Landorus versus my Landorus Dynamaxed. Although the avatar is a female, so I don't know. I don't know, I just default to thinking everyone is a dude. I don't know why. Sometimes I just say things before I think. Okay, so that was a lot of damage to Heatran. Obviously, a KO. Oh, it was a crit. That probably did matter. I'll calc that later, but that crit probably mattered. Tapu Fini does appreciate the special defense boost. And this Ice Beam is going to do a lot, even though this Landorus is Dynamaxed. And because he didn't Max Quake, I know that's going to do a lot. RNG. Okay, yeah, I wasn't expecting that. That's awesome. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Okay, the Zapdos is a problem. Alright, let's get serious. I'm gonna Rockfall into the Zapdos. Fini has Nature's Madness. I think I'm going to Ice Beam the Zapdos. That's probably the safest bet. Thunderbolt's going to hurt. Yep. That was gross. Life Orb Zapdos. That said, there's the Rockfall into Zapdos for some big damage. We're going to get my sand up. Not that that matters. To Zapdos fan it. Landorus is eating another Ice Beam. So the nice thing is they have a third turn of Dynamax. They can't KO both because no spread moves. I'm going to Max Airstream Landorus and I'm going to Ice Beam. And unless they thaw out, I think I have the insurance on this one, assuming I don't disconnect. Also, at first I thought my opponent disconnected, and I thought I disconnected. My opponent disconnected in that last match too, so yeah, anyways, good game to my opponent. Unfortunately, the RNG was on my side for this one. Realistically, if I didn't get that crit and I didn't freeze the Landorus, I feel like that could have gone either way. So if somehow you end up seeing this, know that that was a well-fought match. And just sometimes RNG is on your side, sometimes it's not. I've been burned by that, and hopefully some matches go better for you. That's where I'm going to cut this this video right here. I think the next video I do is going to be with this team again to see where it stands a little higher up. And then I'm going to try another combination because, like I said, the Players' Cup 3 qualifiers are a little bit over 2 weeks. From this upcoming weekend, there's a whole other week in between. So basically, I'm going to be trying out as many different combinations as I can to see what works. And yeah, anyways, that's my whole spiel on that. So thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe if you already haven't. Or don't if you don't like the video and don't want to subscribe. If you hate my face, then don't do that. But if you like my face, I highly recommend that you do. Anyways, thank you for watching. You've been awesome.